Welcome back. Let's look at the functional groups and the homologous series. What is a functional group? Right, a functional group can be a bond or an atom or a group of atoms that determines the physical and chemical properties of a group of organic compounds. Please take note of this. Organic molecules may have more than one functional group. Okay, but let me give you an example on this. Right, if you check these compounds, they have this group of atoms. Okay, the OH group. So this OH group is called the functional group. A functional group can be a bond, an atom, or a group of atoms that determines the physical and chemical properties of a group of compounds. So these molecules or these compounds have the same physical and chemical properties because of this functional group. Okay, then what do we call these compounds that have the same functional group? This is what we call the homologous series. Homologous series is a series of organic compounds that contain the same functional group, and then it can be described by the same general formula in which one member differs from the next with a CH2 group. Like the example that we talked about. These compounds are in the same homologous series, and then this homologous series is called the alcohols. Let's just discuss the homologous series that we have. Right, we're not going to discuss in detail. I'll just give you highlights. And then after this, we're going to look at each group of compounds in detail. But let's just run through the homologous series that we have. Right, the first one that we have is the alkanes. Alkanes have the general formula, which is Cn and then H2n plus 2. Like we know that, let's say this is an alkane with 10 carbon atoms, then it will have how many hydrogen atoms? It will be 2 times 10, which is 20, and then plus 2, which is 22. It's going to be H22 like this. Okay, so this is the general formula for alkanes. With the functional group, how do we identify alkanes? We see them by the single bond between the carbon atoms. So carbon to carbon atoms is just the single bonds. An example is ethane. And then the structural formula of ethane is like this. It's only the single bonds like that. And then we're going to talk about the naming of compounds later, but just know that for alkanes, the suffix for the names of alkanes is ane. So we're going to have ethane, propane, butane, like that. Okay, but we're going to do the naming later. The next one will be the alkenes. The general formula for alkenes is like this. Please take note of these general formulae. And then functional group, how do we identify the alkenes? There's a double bond. The carbon to carbon bond is a double bond like this. That's how we identify the alkenes. They have the special physical and chemical properties because of this double bond there. That's a functional group. An example is ethene, and then ethene will be having double bond like that, and then hydrogen like that. That's ethene. Please take note, around the carbon atom, there must always be 4 bonds around the carbon atom. Like around this one, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Around this one, 1, 2, 3, 4. There must be 4 bonds around the carbon atom every time. The suffix in the naming is in, ethene, propene, butene, like that. But we're going to do the naming later, like I've said. And then we have the alkynes. The general formula for alkynes is Cn, then H2n minus 2. Please take note of that. And then the functional group now, how to identify, is the triple bond. Remember we said that a functional group can be a bond, can be an atom, can be a group of atoms. So for alkenes, alkanes, the functional group is the bonds there, right? For alkynes, we have a triple bond, like the ethyne. We're going to have what? 1, 2, 3 bonds like this, and then hydrogen there, hydrogen there. Take note. How many bonds do we have around each carbon? 1, 2, 3, 4. Around this one, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the suffix that we use, ine, ethyne, propine, butane, like that. And then we have the haloalkanes. Halo from the halogens. Halogens, that's fluorine, chlorine, iodine, or you can say alkyl halides like ethyl chloride, methyl bromide, something like that, bromopropane, like that. Okay, so you can name them like this or like this. Then the general formula, almost the same like that of alkanes, but one hydrogen is replaced by a halogen, right? And then this is the functional group, and then the X there can be fluorine, can be chlorine, can be bromine, can be iodine. The X there can be any of these four halogens, right? An example would be chloroethane or ethyl chloride. It's just the same like the alkanes, but now one hydrogen is replaced by what? Let's put one chlorine or chloro. So we put chlorine there, and then you see that. That's an example of a haloalkane there. And then we don't have the suffix in the naming here. And then we have the alcohols. We talked about the alcohols when we explaining what a homologous series is or what a functional group is. Right. The general formula is like this. It's just almost the same like that of the alkanes again, but here one hydrogen is replaced by the OH group. Remember the alkanes is CN, HN, H2N plus 2. So one hydrogen is replaced by the OH group. This is the functional group for alcohols. And then an example is ethanol. And then OH replacing one hydrogen, the suffix ol. Ethanol, propanol, butanol. We have the aldehydes, and then the next two are called carbonyl containing compounds. The aldehydes and the ketones, they are called carbonyl containing compounds because they have the carbonyl group. The functional group there is the carbonyl group. The general formula for aldehydes and ketones will be the same. But now there's a difference in the functional groups here. The aldehydes, we have this group at the end of the molecule. And we can have an example, which is ethanol, which can be like this. This is ethanol. And then we have our oxygen there, and then our hydrogen there. 1, 2, 3, 4 bonds around the carbon, and then we have 4 bonds around this other carbon like that. Okay, that's ethanol. And then the suffix, you always see the "al" at the end, right? Ethanol, propanol, butanol. Those are aldehydes. And then another carbonyl containing compounds are the ketones. We say the general formula is the same as that of the aldehydes, but now the functional group is different. You see this carbon and then oxygen bond is in between the carbons now. The aldehyde one, remember it was like this at the end of the molecule, it was like this. But now for the ketones, this carbon oxygen bond is in between carbons. A good example would be propanol, which is like this. We have this suffix in the naming on, propanol, butanol, like that. Okay, these two ketones and aldehydes are called carbonyl containing compounds. And then we have the carboxylic acids. The carboxylic acids, right? Carboxylic acids, you have this functional group, which is like this, which is the COO. This is the functional group. An example will be ethanoic acid. It will be like this, and then the O H bond there. This is the co-functional group for the carboxylic acids. And then a good example is ethanoic acid. And then the suffix in the naming, oic acid, ethanoic acid, propanoic acid, butanoic acid. We're going to discuss this in detail later. Right, then the last group of compounds that we want us to discuss are the esters. The esters, they come from a reaction of carboxylic acids and alcohols called esterification. We're going to look at this reaction later in detail. These are the esters. So this is the general formula for esters. And then this is the functional group for the esters. And then a good example will be methyl ethanoate. Methyl ethanoate, which will be like this. This is the ester bond there. That's methyl ethanoate. We're going to discuss this later. This comes from the methanol. This comes from the ethanoic acid. And then the suffix that we have is oiet, like methyl ethanoate, ethyl propanoate, like that. We're going to discuss each of these groups in detail in our next lessons.